The last couple of videos, probably that you have watched, my long form videos, you will have seen me in the same attire, right? And when I was recording them, of course, I recorded them all in one go, on same day. And I was thinking, do I change my top? Do I give a different look? Would it be good rather than being in the same attire? But you know what came to my mind? That we as women have a lot of roles and responsibilities. I am Purnima Peri, hormonal health and well-being coach. And if you're wondering about the roles and responsibilities that I'm speaking, I'm a mother to two young boys, 9 and 13 at this point in time, 9 and 14 at this point in time. I work full time as well over here in Australia, and still I do the coaching aspect because I'm very passionate about seeing women transform from within. And most of the times, I think we will not have the capacity to be able to always look good, presentable, and be in the best form. That's because we are sometimes mentally tired, physically tired, emotionally drained out. And when it is probably a perception that if I am recording any video for YouTube, for Instagram, it is important for me to look presentable. Now I would like to kind of wade off that myth today, that honestly I do not think so. I think what matters more is what resonates with people who are listening to me. I'm very grateful for the huge following that I have on Instagram, close to 194k followers as of today. But if you go and see over there, my reels are most of the times in pajamas, right? And the kind of thought that we will have that, only if you dress well would it look good, only then will people be able to watch, understand, resonate. I think I would like to take a step back over there and reconsider that thought, because I would also like to reflect this on when I had delivered my second child and how postpartum depression was one of the major things that I had, and I think it's often less spoken also. So today's topic is more on the lines of, does postpartum depression truly exist? If so, what they are. But I started it off intentionally with how I dressed and my last few videos in similar attire, because I believe that we set expectations on ourselves which sometimes we are not able to reach. So going back to the topic of postpartum depression and does it truly exist and what can be done? So my story was around in 2016-17 when I have delivered my second baby. So with the birth of my second baby, I of course had this deep desire that my first child was a baby boy, so my second child would be a baby girl. And it's just about having that, being able to dress the baby girl, all those, the beautiful earrings that she can wear, the clips that she can have. I have curly hair, so all of those motherly visualizations is what I would say. However, God had his or her plans, and I was blessed with a baby boy again. So yes, at that point in time, with the gender, there was huge disappointment, and I do not have any qualms in accepting it. So today, if you are watching this about gender disappointment, if that is something you have experienced, I would like to let you know that it is okay. Gender disappointment is very common. It doesn't matter if it is two girls, two boys, whatever we expected, if that doesn't happen, I think that is where the disappointment sets in. And I knew that I would not go beyond two children. So that meant that, my family is me, my husband, and my two boys. So that being said, and then the second cesarean was also quite hectic for me in terms of, the way the surgery happened, the sutures, etc. was very, very physically draining as well. So that being said, it took a while for me to understand that the reason for me crying unexpectedly was to do with what I was going through postpartum, which is postpartum depression, PPD. Now with PPD, it is very important that you seek medical support. So what I am saying today is nothing to replace medical support. It is 100% important for you to go and talk to your doctor, GP, counselor, get that required medical support. But I would like to share that as you receive that medical support as well, what is important for you to be able to do to yourself. Because at the end of the day, when you are taking whatever medical support you are being offered, if we are not reflecting it on ourselves, the PPD can continue for quite long duration. So in my case, with the gender disappointment that I had and the hypothyroidism issues that I was having and the constant crying, I started to use journaling as my way of letting go. So I would journal all my thoughts, all my emotions. And in one such journaling, I wrote a huge big letter to my husband and expressed my deep disappointment of how probably I was not able to give birth to a baby girl. Now, if you're hearing this and thinking, oh, she's stupid, well, yes, I was stupid at that point in time. And I don't have any qualms in accepting it. And even today, I respect the emotions that which I was going through then, because it was me at that point in time with those emotions, with those hormonal shifts which were beyond my control. But today, if I look at them, I reflect, I smile, and I'm so grateful that all of that has what allowed me to be who I am today in terms of being able to support women with different symptoms that they go through, be it with PPD, with anxiety, with palpitations, with gender disappointment when I share my stories, etc. So my way of letting it out was through journaling. I would write pages and pages of what my emotions are, how I'm feeling, and that reduced the kind of heavy-heartedness that I was carrying. And when I wrote and sent it to my husband probably, I don't know what his reaction was because I could not see it, but the only thing that he said is there is something called as delayed gratification. So let us raise our boys in such a way that tomorrow, should they choose is the word that we want to double quote, because we are not sure what kids want to do in future with their life partners. Should they choose the girls as their life partners, then we will be their best parents. And that filled my heart. So journaling, expressing my emotions with my husband supporting me, and then also the first thing, important thing, is seeking support medically. So all of these things played a role in allowing me to ease away from my symptoms sooner than I had expected. So today, if you're watching this and have either experienced or are currently experiencing postpartum depression, trust me, I'm here to hear your thoughts, to hear your experience. You can probably comment PPD, and I'm happy to send out a journaling prompts for you to think through what it is that you're going through and how you can work with it. But as I said, please remember that medical intervention is required. What I am giving is not a medical advice. I am not authorized to do so. I'm giving a holistic advice of how I have worked with my PPD and how I was able to ease myself of it. This is Purnima, and I look forward to your comment as PPD should you need that journal, and share your thoughts, your inputs with us. Thank you.